Hey Byron, Jessica Peterson here. Thank you so much for speaking with me earlier and accepting this free video. I am super excited that you did because the 3 strategies I'm about to show you are going to make a huge impact on your business. And I know that it will because we've used these same strategies with over 50 other restoration companies throughout the US, and it's made huge impact. I'm talking hitting goals they didn't even think possible, okay? Right now, you don't have any real traffic coming to your website, nothing organically, okay? And that means that you're missing out on hundreds, if not thousands, of searches every single month, and more than 60 to 70% of the available jobs every month by not having these strategies in place, okay? So today we're going to talk about your content keyword strategy, your citations, and your backlink SEO, okay? Now, as you can see, we are in your website. I am happy to see that you have one, and your website is secure, so that is a plus. But it's important to understand that Google doesn't rank websites based on appearance. It is based on content, and content is the key, not just for ranking on Google, but also generative rankings, being found in ChatGPT and Siri and Alexa. Okay, content is going to be absolutely critical for you. And so Google requires that we have a separate page for every single one of our services, which would allow you to write content specific to that service. So, for instance, water damage restoration should have its own page, mold remediation should have its own page, storm damage, etc. Okay? Sewage removal. All of those need their own pages. And the content needs to be built around that. It needs to be good, helpful content that actually helps answer your customers' questions and is helpful. And then built around the local keywords. So, for you being in Kansas City, your homepage and service pages should be based around keywords for Kansas City. Content includes videos like you have here, and it also includes images. And so everything needs to be optimized with your local keywords, saving your videos and photos with those keywords. We can notice here, it just QT equals Q-16. That's not an optimized image. And so these images need to have those local keywords. 90% of people, when they're searching for services, especially in restoration, have not dealt with this before. They don't know who you are, so they're not going to search for you by name. They are going to search for these services that you're offering. So your content, your written content, your images need to be built around those local keywords. They're looking up water damage, restoration, Kansas City. Kansas City, water damage repair, Kansas City. Okay? We need to focus on those local keywords. And so we need to see keywords here for each of these services. This home page needs to be at minimum of 1,500 words or more of content. If your competition has 1,500 words, you need more. You'll need 1,800 or 2,000. Okay? We always have to do better than our competition is doing. So right now, you basically have a home page, and you have this services page. But it's an exact duplicate of the home page. We can never duplicate content. Every page throughout this website has to have its own original content. And now also, if you are serving outside of Kansas City, if you're servicing an entire county or multiple counties, you also need to have service area pages, which will allow you to be found in each of those areas you serve. Because Google has crawlers, which are like little mini robots, and it's scanning this entire website, all of your images, videos, and written content to learn about your business. What type of services are you offering? And where do you offer those services? So when we don't have a strategy, we don't have a content or keyword strategy, We're not discussing locations. Google has no idea what exactly you're doing or where. And if they don't understand, how can we possibly expect them to send customers to your website, right? So all of these things are going to be absolutely critical, getting this content and keyword strategy dialed in, so that you can start bringing more traffic. Now, when we look at your competitor here, your top competitor for water damage is PowerDry. And they do have a nice website, okay? They do have separate pages for the different service areas. Their various different services have their own pages. They've got click to call buttons, making it easy for customers. You only have seconds to capture their attention. So if you don't have a form up here and click to call buttons, you're losing them almost as fast as they land on that page, okay? They will not search for your information. We can also see here they've got a lot more content, okay? And they are going after those local keywords. So we have to have more content and better quality content than your competitors are doing here, okay? More keywords here. And they're doing a bunch of long form blogs. Doing blogs adds new fresh content every single month, and that's what Google likes. Fresh content, helpful to your customers, okay? So these guys are beatable, but it will take quite a bit of work. You do have to work on your content and keyword strategy, work on blogs, etc., okay? Now, as we know, when your customer does a search, they'll do a search something like this. And when they do, we want your website to be what's showing up. And there's three main areas that can happen. The first is generally going to be your ads. Those are cost per click ads and these local service ads, which can be extremely profitable if that's what you want to do, as long as you have your processes dialed in and the proper landing pages built. So you're not sending people from your ads to your main website. Otherwise, you are going to lose them and not get conversions. It's going to be a money pit, okay? Now, these next two sections are even more important because they get the bulk of the traffic. This section here, this is your Google Map Pack. This is where your Google Business Profile needs to be in this top three section, because 30% of people come straight to the maps and don't go anywhere else. So if you're not one of these top three companies, you're leaving money on the table, and you're quite literally handing your customers to your competitors. So you're going to need to optimize these profiles and then go out and get citations. And citations are simply listing the name of your business, your address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories. And directories are things like Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, Glassdoor, Angie's House, and even your social media profiles are considered citations. So you need a lot more than your competitors have, okay? And that's going to help you tremendously with ranking your profile. Now, this third section here is undeniably the most important. This is called the organic section, and it is so critical because 60 to 70% of all people who search skip over the ads, skip over the maps, and they come here to these websites, okay? And the higher the website is up here, the more of the traffic they're going to get. Somebody who's ranking in the top spot for any given keyword can receive 35 to 40% of that search volume to their website, okay? So this is a very critical position that you need your website to show up in. And if not, you're leaving 60 to 70% of every single job, every single month on the table. So to get in this position, it all comes back to the foundation of this website. Having those proper pages, the right content and keyword strategy, and then you have to support that with backlink SEO, okay? This is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to show us how your website is performing, and we can see you have a rating of a 1 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow, which does have to do with the quality of the website, but more so power you're sending to your website. Your website is a tool, and like most tools, they require power. And we power websites with backlinks. So we need a lot of good quality backlinks. Not all backlinks are created equal. And so we only want the good quality do follow links that are closely related to your business. Those could be from other home service business websites and vendors, etc. You don't want to go after just any high-ranking site like a Taco Bell or Burger King because you don't serve food. Even though those are very high-ranking sites, they would do more harm to you than good. And as we can see, you have 56 backlinks, but a score of 1, which tells us that most of these, if not all, are pretty junky backlinks that are actually hurting you. So we want to only go after the good quality backlinks, disavow any bad ones, and go and get better and more than our competition. Because your website doesn't really have any real content, you've only been indexed for 10 keywords, and you're only getting 4 people to your website. So again, you're missing 70% of those jobs every month not having these strategies. And when we look at your keywords, there's only 2 that are ranking. There's 10 spots per page on Google, and one of them is in New Orleans. Do you guys service New Orleans? I'm really confused about this one. But you're not even your brand has not been indexed, okay? And so you definitely have to work on your content strategy here. And then if we look at your competitor, they have an 18 with over 900 backlinks. But not all these are good backlinks. So we only want to go after the good quality backlinks. But when you do that and get more, it's going to increase your score higher. Promote your website so you actually rank. And so people can find you online. Now, because these guys have a ton of pages and long form blogs, they've been indexed for over 500 keywords, and they're getting over 1,700 people to their website every month just in the Kansas City area. Okay? So that just shows you how much you're missing out on by not having these strategies. Okay? And when we look at their ranking, we can see they are on the first page of Google for a ton of their keywords. And these are the good keywords. Water damage, Kansas City. That one keyword has 350 searches every single month. Water damage restoration, Kansas City, has 200 every month. People search differently. You want to capture the various ways they search. We don't go after near me keywords. If you are ranking for related keywords, Google will automatically index you for this, or just show your website when somebody searches with a near me term. Near me is where anybody is, so it's actually national. So we never, ever, ever target a near me keyword. Okay? But all in all, this is something you guys can absolutely do. You can absolutely outrank these guys in time. It will take time. But you do have to put these strategies in place. So please feel free to take this information, run with it, get started today, start driving that traffic, and helping more people in your community. But if you'd rather focus on what you do best and have a partner in this, at Peterson SEO, this is our specialty, and we specialize in working with restoration companies. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions at all. Respond to my email, give me a call, or send me a text, and we would be happy to chat with you, Byron. And if you don't mind, if you could please just respond to my email and let me know what you thought of this video, because I'm always trying to make them better. So thank you for your time today, Byron. I appreciate you watching, and I do look forward to hearing from you soon.